just a short little clip today. This is our leeks and pepper bed. Those are the late peppers, the ones which were the smallest seedlings, and we planted them out the later. So in order for the leek plants to grow thick stems, what you need is for them to produce more leaves. And a very easy way to stimulate that is to constantly keep cutting the leaves of the plant, so that makes them grow more leaves faster from the inside out. You can see that most of the leaves here are cut, and this is a cut I made exactly 10 days ago, and this is what has grown in those 10 days, because when I cut here before, that leaf was still very little, so the outer leaves have also grown, and also the inside leaves, the newer ones. What I'll be doing now is just using a very simple scissor and snipping the tops of all leek plants at about that height, the height at which the new leaves appear. And of course those leaves, they won't be wasted. I'll be gathering them, and I'll show you what happens next. So this is usually done the best with both hands, which it will be hard for me right now because I have to hold the phone while shooting. But the idea is to use one of your hands to hold the leaves like this, like in a bunch, and the other one to cut below your hand, so you actually end up holding the leaves that are cut off, and just drop all the cut leaves in a pan or something where it's easier to collect. And after you've done all the plants, you end up with a nice bunch of cut leaf leeks. Okay, so I've trimmed the leek now. This is the amount of leaves I got from just this small bed. You can see here at the tips of the cut small droplets forming, or like this. This is an indication that the plant has enough water. If you cut the leeks and you don't see those droplets forming, it means that the plant can use a bit more watering. But right here in our bed, we drip irrigate usually once per week, and at the surface the soil does not look moist at all. It's very dry, and the mulch is almost gone, and it's very weedy. Maybe I should put a disclaimer in those videos, because I know some people prefer their gardens super tidy, but that is just not our style currently. So even though the surface of the soil is dry, our soil is very high in clay content, so it holds moisture very well, and the leek roots are maybe more than 50 centimeters down, where there is ample moisture. I'm just digging the top few centimeters here, and you can see that already we have enough of a moisture to make a bowl of the soil. And deeper down is the amount is bigger, and this is the indicator I wanted to see, that the plants have enough moisture. So what will happen now is I will cut those leaves in small sections and put them out to dry. This is the leek leaves which I cut. You can see the pieces are not very small, about 1 centimeter in length. You don't want to have too thick of a layer, because it will start to mold and turn bad when it dries out. So this thickness is good. If you have more leek leaves, you just put them in several of those pans, or maybe on a linen sheet to dry out, and it needs to be turned a couple of times so it dries out evenly. And I wanted to show you the end product, so to speak. This is the leek I cut maybe 10 days ago. 10 days ago. It's already dry. You can see how it's easy to crumble. And this is last year's leek, which we passed through blender, so it's ground to a finer consistency. This is very useful for putting on a piece of bread with some butter on it, or maybe in a salad dressing, or for marinating meat. And this is useful for stews and soups, where you can have the whole pieces of it. Those 400 milliliter jars are about the amount which I'll get when this dries out, maybe 2 of those jars. So it compresses down nicely. And besides the fresh leek which you get as a harvest, and which you can use all winter and even into the spring, the dry leek can be stored for several years. It tends to discolor a bit, but it doesn't lose the aroma, the taste. So I find it's a good practice to get as much yield of a plant as possible, and in this case the leeks provide a perfect permaculture example. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one.